Hello YouTube, I'm doing a 60 card Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile of my Orcust Danger Mekk-Knight Scrap uh, Phantom Knight deck, and I hope you enjoy. Obviously I won't be doing a side deck because there's no locals going on, so I'll continue forward right now. Starting, we obviously have a playset of Gears through the Orcust Mekk-Knight, mainly because this one card is like allows you to pretty much get out 3 summons just using this one card, and sending from Orcust or World Legacy cards from the deck is very huge to the fact that like they enable you to get more monsters out, and the fact that it spits a token, that's your 3rd summon as well. So on to the next playset of Orcust. We're playing 3 Orcust Nightmare, which does the same thing but can be a brick, but you have to play 3 in order to be very accessible. It has ways of being looped itself, and with certain cards that get milled with this card, make even that much more credible. And instead of 2 skeleton, we're playing 3 because something from the graveyard is very important in this deck, and it just helps you push and do as much damage as possible and force a lot of pressure. And starting off, we're going with the dangers. We're starting off with 3 danger Bigfoot for the fact that it can simply pop off, hit multiple face-up cards, and is a 3K monster himself. And then in another playset, Danger is playing 3 Danger Thunderbird. Although it might not hit face-up cards, it hits set cards, for the fact that your opponent might play some back row cards, and although the effect is a gamble, like, it also has enough attack to beat over those annoying monsters and be very crucial and to put a lot of pressure as well. And then we're playing the one of dangers, the important ones, the Tsuchinoko, the Jackalope, the Nessie. These ones are the ones that you have to play one-offs, simply because of how much they go off, and they allow a lot of summons to be, or they allow summons to go either way. And some for the non-important dangers that I choose to play, that is Chupacabra, the Mothman, and Ogopogo. Although you don't have to choose to play these guys, I play them simply because of the fact that I'm playing a dark archetype, and then they have a lot of synergy with the Orcust, and they help you do the same thing as push for game as well. And then, although their effects may be weaker, the effortless, like, this allows you to draw more cards. This allows you to retrieve one of your big to beat sticks, and this one simply allows you to go into your rank 8s, judging from what you'll see when I go into my extra. And we're starting off with the Mekk-Knights. We're gonna be starting off with 3 purple Nightfall, for obvious reasons, because we're playing 6 Gears. So instead of 3 blue skies, we're playing 2, simply because it's not a 40 card engine. So, and although it's true you can use tokens to place them into your opponent's field, that might not, the odds are a lot lower now with the build I'm playing, and there's already enough draw power. And for the last Mekk-Knight, we're playing Indigo Eclipse, because it allows you to extend your plays, although it may not allow you to add cards. This makes sure that your Mekk-Knights have enough columns where you move itself or other Mekk-Knights, and then you special summon another one. And then to the World Legacy monsters, we're playing double World Legacy World Round. Simply is very important, and you have to play it because with the Nightmare, it allows you to simply go off from there and retrieve your Orcust cards like as many times as possible. And it, without Orcust Nightmare, this card would not even be a thing. And we're continuing for our Phantom Knight cards, playing Silent Boots and Ancient Gloom, because anytime they recur in the grave, and they're always a +1. And for our scraps, we're playing 3 Scrap Recycler, simply because its effect is not a hard once per turn. You can just keep dumping as many machine type monsters as possible, like as soon as it hits the field. And the good thing is that it turns 60 cards into less cards. And for another scrap monster, for Scrap One, simply because we use him to just retrieve our recyclers from our grave and just keep special summoning and dumping cards as well. So 2 times you're resolving 2 effects. And the fact is, like, you want this out as quickly as possible, and then you don't want your hand in the deck as well. But like, that's how the combo goes on. You'll see, and you'll understand why afterwards with this new card. So instead, unfortunately, Jetsicon is banned. So you're playing the Crystron Rosenix simply because it allows us to go into a scrap wyvern a lot more easier and on the first turn, especially if it's in the deck. And either way, it's the best replacement right now. So, and then we continue with our warriors. These two are for obvious reasons. They are foolish burials. Instead of playing one foolish burial, I'm playing 3 in total. And then the last monster we're playing Gizmek Orochi. For obvious reasons, because he's a big beater as well. He's a level 8, and he can just keep summoning stuff from the grave and then just push for a game. Also put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Although we ignore the 8 because in 60 cards, like, it makes the deck more consistent, and that way the deck doesn't hurt as much. And for spells, Orcust Battle Ball, obviously you got to play this card. Is the whole main purpose of the deck, and it's easily searchable, and you'll find out why after. We're playing 3 Orchestrated Return for more draw power, and plus we're playing 60 cards. Like, you want to dump as many Orcust from your grave as much as possible, and be sure that you can special summon those cards or get them out. And getting 2 new cards is very huge, because that means you have a chance of like changing the events of the game. And 2 World Legacy Succession for obvious reasons, like playing 3 Monster Reborn, and it's easily accessible after with what I have in my extra deck. And another accessible spell card, we're playing World Legacy's Memory. Just playing instead of so we're not playing 3 cases, we're playing 10. That includes the 3 Mekk-Knight Purple Nightfalls, the 2 Blue Skies, and this. So what happens, although you might not special, this only makes sense if you do this during the end phase, either during your turn or opponent's turn, because you want Gears to resolve. For extra draw power, obviously playing Free Allure is no exceptions. You have to play this at 3 for obvious reasons, because you want to draw as many cards as possible, and it's not once per turn. You just keep drawing, and plus the majority of monsters are dark, and drawing 2 is like getting more cards and simply having more solutions to hurt your opponent, and you have a better chance of winning. One of spells, we're playing Reinforcement Army, obvious reason, to get out Darker for the PK engine or Armageddon Knight. Foolish Burial to dump Orcust Nightmare, any of the important dark machine monsters that can, or any dark monster or any thing besides what I could think of, like, that can help. That can pretty much trigger in the grave. And for our last spell card, we're playing Monster Reborn, and I got the Gold Arrow, which looks very good for this deck because of its bold print of the frame, and yeah, and it's mandatory too. So this is where, from there, like, my deck can be a lot better. And we have our traps. We're starting off with 3 Infinite Prints to help you push for your offense and hurt your opponent and build negates. And you'll see what the other 3 traps I'm playing, because we play 2 Fog Blade, which can be searched by Bardiche and set. And for the last trap, Cassandra, which is searched by Galatea, so you can get as many negates as possible. So the 3 Infinite Permanents, the Fog Blade, and Cassandra is like 6 extra negates.